Namaste, good morning. A session where our focus is understanding assessment of companies, the computation of total income of companies without going into MAT or 115 BAA or BAB, optional tax regime. Well, basically, the class is going to be, or the session is going to be again recollecting lot of PGBP. Okay, this is the probably the last chapter where we are going to deal with PGBP in detail. As I told you, PGBP will continue till the end, but in detail, going into the case laws, etc. Probably this is one of the chapters which we would have again dealt it in depth. Okay, I am starting with question number 17. Yes Limited is in the business of manufacturing. Now, Venkatesh,
Additional
Additional
depreciation.
depreciation, sir.
additional depreciation. So that is the only specific provision that is now available. Apart from it, it can be some deductions, ATI deductions, etc. But the major is going to be additional depreciation. Let's see. Shows a net profit of 5 crores for the financial year after debiting or crediting the following item. On EPABX and mobile phone purchased during the year, depreciation amounting to 18 lakhs was claimed at a higher rate of 40%, treating them in par with computers.
It can't be, sir.
It should be only
Normal rates, not a higher
15%.
rate like
It should be
40%.
only 15%. These
Yes.
are not accessories of computers. There are two case laws which we have seen, Federal Bank and BSES Yamuna. In those cases, we understood what is an accessory of a computer, okay, peripheral or accessory of a computer, and what is not. If it is an accessory of a computer, then it should not exist without the main item. Scanners and printers are not of much use without computers. So it becomes accessories where 40% depreciation can be claimed on them. Whereas EPABX and mobile phones are not dependent on computers. So normal plant and machinery depreciation can only be claimed. Okay, rupees 50 lakhs paid for feasibility study conducted for examining proposal for a technological advancement relating to the existing business where the project was abandoned without creating a new asset.
Can be treated as revenue expenditure
Why?
because it is an abandoned
When
project.
expenditure is incurred without creating an asset, okay, it can be claimed as deduction. Priya Village Roadshow, PVR Theatre, I ask you to remember. Priya Village Roadshow case where they made the expenditure on additional speakers and new sound system and it failed. So they dropped the project where expenditure is incurred without creating a new asset. Such expenditure can be claimed as deduction. 35 lakhs paid to higher studies of a director's son abroad with a stipulation that he would be appointed as a trainee in the company under apprentice scheme where there is no evidence of existence of such a scheme.
Fully disallowed.
Fully disallowed. XJ forgings case where this is the first time you are incurring or only time you have incurred, it goes to 48 to it's fully disallowed. Payment of 29 lakh without deducting tax at source towards purchase of software from a non-resident. Okay, meant for subsequent resale in the Indian market was ultimately sold at a profit during the current year. Okay, right. This is a provision which we will study in section 194J. This is a provision which we will study in 194J. Please understand, for software, we are liable to deduct tax at source. For software, we are liable to deduct tax at source. If I purchase a software, software is a professional service, so I am liable to deduct tax at source. However, there are two exceptions to this. There are two exceptions to this. One of the exception is if the software is used as a trading commodity. Sir, I am a tally dealer. I'm not a tally a maker. I'm not a developer. I am a tally dealer. I buy the software, sell the software. So for me, this software is more of goods and not professional service. Is more of goods, not professional service. So in that, say, Microsoft 365, Adobe, like that. So to whom I am paying? The second exception, just for your understanding, is if there is a declaration provided that it is already tax suffered. Some other person, I am only in the chain. I am not in the beginning of the chain. I am not the original developer. I am only in the chain. So already tax has been suffered for this goods. Then for this software, then also tax need not be deducted at source. But in this case, it is meant for subsequent resale. So it is an exception. Tax need not be deducted at source. You will study this in 194J. Dividend of 10 lakhs received from a foreign company in which our Indian company holds 28% of nominal capital, 25,000 expended for earning this income.
Specified income.
Very good. Specified foreign company. This is a IFOS. It's a specified foreign company. Income is taxable at 15%. Expenditure will not be allowed. Expenditure will not be allowed. A machine in use for the past 7 years having a written down value of 1,50,000 was discarded. Depreciation of 15% was provided and charged to P&L during the previous year. The entire block is used for business. Sir, I had a machine which I was using for my business. Now I have discarded the machine. I have not sold the machine. I have discarded the machine. Put it in my godown. And I'm claiming
Allowed,
depreciation.
sir. Yamaha Motors.
Sir?
Yamaha Motor case.
Okay. Yamaha Motors. So can we claim?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, our friend is right. Though it is not a recent case law, I'm very happy he remembers Yamaha Motors case law. Please understand, unless a value is there, we cannot remove anything from our block of asset. Our block of asset concept says opening WDV, addition less sale consideration or money receivable on sale, discard of an asset. Unless a value is there, we cannot remove anything from our block. If there is no value, you will continue to claim depreciation even though the machine has been discarded. 45 lakhs were paid to National Lab with the stipulation that it is for approved research program. Now we can understand the word manufactured. When this question appeared, these were manufacturing companies were getting 150%, 150. Now it is only 100%, no problem. Secret commission paid and debited to commission account.
Disallowed.
Disallowed.
Disallowed. Okay. Purchased a brand new bus for 15 lakhs and donated to a school where employees' children were studying and debited the same to workman and welfare account.
Allowed, sir.
Why?
It's for the employees' overall benefit.
More clearly, we have seen this, I assure you. Not an
Like
issue.
na, that
Is it Infosys case law?
அவ்வளவுதான் correct.
Signal,
Yeah, you are right. Infosys case law. You should
Infosys.
relate it to Infosys case law. An asset which
Yeah.
does not belong to me, traffic signal was erected by Infosys and given to the government, but the traffic signal is for the safe crossing of the employees, but it will be used by general public also. The law said no, it indirectly benefits and motivates the staff, so it should be allowed. So in this case also, so all questions will have these things: items debited or credited, additional information na, those are items which are not debited or credited, we should freshly treat it. For the following are debited or credited, for that if it is not allowed we add, if it is not an income we reduce, like that. But additional information we should fresh treat it, how we should, okay, in all questions this will be there. A debt of 10 lakhs was claimed as bad debt. However, the assessing officer allowed only 5 lakhs as bad debt. In the previous year, 4 lakhs was recovered.
Not taxable.
Not taxable, not to be treated as income. At the time of allowing the bad debt, assessing officer holds the upper hand. He will say that this is not allowed. When it is recovered, always you will contend that portion which you did not allow only I recovered. So it will not be taxable. Compute total income and work out the amount of tax payable on such income, indicating each items. One minute, it's not responding. Okay, friends, for your understanding, please also have PGBP side by side so that you will be more clear or you will be more confident when you're working out. You, if you have PGBP also as part, okay, so that quick references can be made. Quick references can be made by you. If you go to the depreciation module, you will have the case laws of depreciation. In that, you can see what is this particular first item which we have written. BSES Yamuna Powers Limited, Federal Bank. Depreciation on EPABX and mobile. They are not entitled for higher depreciation as that of computers. Okay. So the question says, okay, depreciation amounting to 18 lakhs was claimed, treating that at 40%. So what I should disallow is 18 lakhs divided by 40 into 25. Okay, 18 lakhs divided by 40, only 15% is allowed. So the remaining 25% is allowed. Otherwise, you can add back the entire 18 lakhs and compute 15%, 18 by 40 into 15, and make the change. So nothing is disallowed. Nothing is disallowed. In Priya Village Roadshow case, we understood that this is allowed as a deduction without creating an asset. If there is any expenditure, it is allowed. Rupees 35 lakhs for a higher study of expenditure incurred. In the past, you have not incurred such expenditure, where this is the first time or the only time it is incurred, it will be disallowed. So in this case, the software is meant for reselling. Where the software is meant for reselling, 194J is not applicable. 194J is not applicable. So unless there is a value, I cannot remove the machine from the block. Unless there is a value, I cannot remove the machine from the block. So it continue to exist. So in Infosys case, it was held that where an asset is not going to be owned, but it is incurred for the overall purpose of the employee's benefit, then it should be allowed as a deduction.
Sir, in the Infosys case, if the asset had been owned by Infosys
Then
itself.
you can only charge depreciation. Suppose staff quarters, that is also for staff welfare, but that asset is owned by the employer, so only depreciation can be claimed.
Okay.
This recovery will not be treated as income, as it will be apportioned towards not allowed portion of bad debts. expenses cannot be claimed. Now, 5 crore 59 lakh 50,000. The question has asked for computation of tax also. Friends, when this question came, that there was no 30%, 25%, everything was 30%, so they did not give the turnover. Okay, so I will work out at 30% itself. Okay, you can have an alternative answer, absolutely no problem. Sorry. I made a mistake. என் கார்டு வேணுமா? Normal PGBP computation with IFOS or capital gains, whatever it is. The net profit of ABC Limited amounted to 7,22,000 after debiting or crediting the following items. Payment of interest on money borrowed for purchase of land and building. The said building is under construction.
Borrowing costs.
Borrowing cost. It should be capitalized till the date of putting the asset into use. You cannot expend it. It should be capitalized. So it will not be allowed. Commission of 1 lakh paid on in Feb and 125 paid in March. Tax deducted at source from the payments and deposited before due date will be allowed. There is no disallowed. Tax has been deducted and it has been deposited before due date. Traveling expenses of 90,000 on a foreign tour of a director for negotiating with a manufacturer for initiating new line of business.
Allowed, sir.
Not allowed. For
Oh.
initiating
Oh.
new line of business, not for the existing business, for initiating new line. According to 35D, preliminary expenses means expenses incurred before commencement, and every expansion will be preliminary. Only in that new
Only
line, whenever it commences, you can claim it in 5 years. So it is
1/5 of this payment, right, sir?
uh,
1/5 of this payment.
now you cannot claim it only when the
Okay.
new business commences
Okay.
from
Okay,
that
sir.
year. Security transaction tax paid, income from trading in shares already credited in P&L. We will exclude it and tax it under capital gain 112A. As a part of restructuring its debt, the company converted arrears of interest of 3 lakhs into a term loan with a revised repayment schedule. The company paid 50,000 towards that during the year and further 50,000 before due date of filing.
1 lakh is allowed, sir. Actual payment is allowed.
Any other answer? என்ன சொன்ன வெங்கடேஷ்?
But if arrears of interest converted into term loan, then actual payment is allowed. Only the actual payment.
கரெக்ட். இப்ப சொல்லு ஆன்சரை. Only 50,000 is allowed.
Oh. Okay.
இப்போ please understand friends, for current year interest only, time is till the due date of filing. For current year interest only, if current year interest is pending. If past period interest are converted into a term loan, he was right in his explanation but wrong in quantifying. He said only actually paid during the year. What are we saying in 43B? It will be disallowed and allowed in the year in which the amount is paid. Actually, in this year only 50,000 is paid and it should be allowed. 5 lakh being contribution of S Limited for construction of a school for benefit of its employees allowed Infosys case. Provision for gratuity is disallowed. Actual gratuity paid is allowed. Other information. Provision for bonus of 2021. Paid on 15/11/21 98,000, including payment by bearer check.
Bearer check is not unapproved mode, sir.
Yes, it is an unapproved mode. So,
That 34,000 is disallowed.
okay.
Balance amount is allowed because it is a statutory payment.
Sir, but it's a statutory payment. It has to be paid within the due date of the Bonus Act.
Okay.
Payment.
அப்படியா?
Actually,
bonus act doesn't give
we
due
need
date
not do anything
first
with
thing.
it. Balance amount, we need not do anything.
See, okay, when you read the adjustment, be cautious. Statutory due of 2021 98,000 was paid during the current year. So in the last year, this would have been disallowed. First understand that. In last year, this 98,000 would have been disallowed. This is the statutory due of the financial year 2021, which would have been disallowed in the last year. whatever paid should be allowed this year. But unfortunately, out of the amount paid, 34,000 is paid by barrel check. So the entire 98,000 will not be allowed. Only 64,000 will be allowed. The law says under 40A subsection 3, the second proviso which we study, if the previous year's expenditure are paid in the current year, violating the provisions of 40A subsection 3, then whatever has been paid should be treated as income. So instead of treating it as income, you allow the net amount, 64,000. The company has purchased the commercial vehicle 8 lakhs for the purpose of business on 21/3 and calculated depreciation at full 15% full year. Depreciation debited to P&L is calculated on all other assets as per IT law.
Half of the depreciation, sir.
Need to just disallow. Nothing else.
Yeah, for only 7.5% can be claimed. I agree with you. The company collected 3 lakhs from its customers towards sales tax in the year 1213 and remitted it to the state government. On the levy being challenged, the court held the levy as illegal and the state government refunded the money. In November 21, the company refunded 2 lakhs to the customer and the remaining 1 lakh is shown only as liabilities.
Income, sir.
It should be treated as income, correct, Pani?
But
It should be
it's not the money
where
that is in the account.
sales tax has been refunded, but you are unable to find the customer and repay it, it should be treated as income. Compute the income chargeable and work out the amount of tax payable on such income, ignoring the provisions of 115 KB. So the next adjustment, okay, interest of rupees 3 lakhs would have been disallowed in the past years. Would have been disallowed in the past years under section 43B. The same needs to be allowed on payment basis. During the financial year 22-23, rupees 50,000 has been paid, which needs to be allowed. Rupees 50,000 has been paid, which needs to be allowed. Since it is debited to funded interest account, it is assumed that it is not charged to P&L, now charged. Okay, the question says it should have come as an other information. Technically speaking, it should have come as an other information. It should not come in the main debit end, because if you have credited it, if you have debited it, why will I again allow it? But actually, when I saw the answer, the wordings are there. It has been taken to funded interest account. So they have taken it to balance sheet. We should allow it. But technically speaking, this should have come as other information and not as main part of adjustments.
Sir, I think for the previous one, instead of writing 21 to 22, you wrote 22 to 23.
Thanks, Raj. Five lakh contribution made again in Forces case. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Hari. I'm listening.
Sir, for the fifth adjustment,
Huh?
uh, uh, sir, I have a doubt in the fifth adjustment.
Yeah, go ahead
Okay.
with your doubt.
Sir, we have 250,000. 150,000 is paid during the year 21-22. Another one in the next year.
Yeah.
So like, are we like debiting the one which is paid in this year, or are we disallowing the one which has been
We are
debited?
we
So
are
how?
allowing the one which is paid during the current year.
Okay. So because
And the remaining the other 50,000 will be allowed in the financial year 22-23 only on payment basis.
okay, sir.
FY 21-22, I paid it. Okay, rupees 34,000 is paid in violation of 40A subsection 3. Hence, the net will only be allowed. Please take your time, write it down.
Sir, can you explain bonus again, sir?
Sir, bonus
Okay.
should be paid within the due date. Okay, bonus should be paid within the due date. Okay, for example, for the financial year 2021, okay, provision for bonus, okay, is created on 31st March 21 for, let us take 5 lakhs. I created a provision for 5 lakhs, paid on or before 30th September, is 4 lakh 2,000. Paid in November 2021 is the balance 98,000. So this 98,000 would have been disallowed in the financial year 2021. When we prepare our income tax adjustment statement, I will say add bonus not paid within due date 98,000 I would have disallowed. It is allowed in the financial year in which it is actually paid. In 21-22, I paid 98,000. Fine, it should be allowed. But unfortunately, I made another mistake. Out of that 98,000, I paid 34,000 in cash or in violation of 48.3. So I will not allow the entire 98,000. I will only allow 64,000.
Yes, sir, understood, sir.
So we need to write 1 minute.
Right, take it. Just check it out once.
Correct, sir.
Don't worry. Now they will give you the specific rate turnover. Don't worry. In exam they will give you. Just about that.
Sir, could you please scroll up once, sir?
Further up.
Once from the starting. Just quickly, just slowly scroll down.
Yeah.
Just want to confirm this. Yes, sir. Keep going. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
XYZ Limited is engaged in manufacturing. I need not even tell. The net profit of the company as per P&L account 150 lakhs after debiting or crediting the following. One-time license fees of 20 lakhs paid on 1st June. Whenever they give a date, it has a relevance. One-time license fees. So it is capital expenditure. It is a capital expenditure. Intangible asset, full 25% should be claimed. Full 25% should be claimed. 29,000 paid to a company, a goods transport operator, in cash on 31st January for distribution of company's product.
Allowed, sir.
Limit is
Transporters is
35,000
allowed.
Very
for
good. For transporters, the resident transport operators, the limit is 35,000 and not 10,000, so allowed. Rent of 6 lakhs received for letting out of part of office. Municipal taxes of the said part amounts 15,000 remains unpaid. IAHP chapter. 2 lakh being contribution to a university for scientific research allowed. 3 lakh being loss due to destruction of machinery caused by a fire due to short circuit. The insurance company did not admit the claim. Can I claim this 3 lakhs as expenditure? Loss of machinery due to fire.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you all agree with me?
Once the initial insurance company, I think they give back. I mean, once they compensate back, we'll have to allow it.
I'm not clear. Can you repeat the answer?
So once the insurance company again, if they admit the claim, admit and provide the claim, it will again be added back. Correct? I'm not sure.
I'm
Sir,
sorry.
actually, the insurance claim will be added to the block of the asset, sir, if claimed.
கொஞ்சம் மாத்தி சொல்ற பயணி. Can you first பயணி உங்ககிட்ட first question in the 3 lakhs allowed?
No, sir.
Yes. Please understand, Sriram, 3 lakhs is not allowed. And as Paini was trying to say, what you missed is it will be reduced from the block if insurance company gives something. Please understand, in the profit on sale of asset, loss on sale of asset, in the money concept income tax. Income tax law does not have the concept of profit on sale, loss on sale of asset. If the block ceases to exist, it goes to capital gains chapter. And if at all you want to reduce something from the block, there should be a value arrived at for it. So here, 3
Sir, in this
lakhs
current
being,
case, the insurance company has not paid any money, so it will remain in the block.
yes,
Am I right?
exactly. As you said now, in the previous case, Yamaha Motors, because there was, you said that it is discarded. Here it is destroyed, but it will continue to remain in the block and you will be claiming 15%. 3 lakh being lost due to destruction of machinery caused by fire. This has been debited to the P&L. I will add back. And you cannot have any reduction in the value of the asset, value in the block. Remember, block means in books of accounts, you are able to identify individual machine value. Anga block, I don't even know what is the value of the machine that has been lost by fire. It is a group of machine, in that one machine is lost. If all the machines are lost, then short-term capital loss can come. Here it is not so. 4 lakhs and 1 lakh being amount waived by a bank out of principal and arrears of interest respectively in a one-time settlement. The loan was obtained for meeting working capital requirement 4 years back.
Sir, it's the nature of subsidy.
Deemed income, sir.
We treated as income.
Deemed income, sir.
Okay. Hari, term loan waiver only will be nature of subsidy. Okay. If I am taking you to section 41, we have a table. Time to recollect. PGBP படிக்கிறோம். So we will recollect that table. Okay. Waiver of term loan adjusted with the WDV of the asset. Waiver of working capital loan, income, waiver of interest, no adjustment. It should be neither income nor expenses. Interest due but not paid would have been disallowed under 43B and already taxed. At the time of waiver, it is neither an income nor an expenditure. So here, waiver of working capital loan should be treated as deemed income. இப்போ இந்த adjustment வரலாம். Okay. It says 4 lakh principal waiver. It is income. The question says it is debited or credited to P&L. So it is an income, no adjustment you need to make. Whereas this 1 lakh is not an income. Interest waived is not an income. So what we should do is, we should remove this 1 lakh. They have credited it. We should remove this 1 lakh. 1 lakh being amount payable to a contractor who does not have PAN. PAN illena, what is the rate of taxation?
Higher rate, sir.
What is that?
20%.
20%. But look here, for repairs work, tax of 2000, that is 2% was only deducted. Normally 194C, 1% if it is individual, 2% if it is other than individual and HUF, we will see that. So if PAN is not available, you should have deducted 20%, but you have wrongly deducted 30% of 1 lakh disallowed. 30% of 1 lakh disallowed. Number, I want you to listen and understand. In office, how we will do is, we will take this 2000 as 20% and calculate, suppose for example, okay, 5 times up to 10,000 I have deducted. Balance 90,000 into 30% only we will disallow in the practical case. But here it is examination. Here you are a student. You have to remember, tax has to be deducted at source at rate specified. If it is not deducted as per rate specified, then there is a default. 30% should be disallowed. Don't think from the mentality of an auditor or tax planning. Here, as a student, what I'm supposed to know? It should have been deducted. You all know where there is no PAN, 20% should have been deducted. So it is not deducted at the rate specified in law. So 30% of this 1 lakh disallowed. Depreciation charged in booked. Depreciation as per income tax law. Company has obtained a loan of 2 lakhs from another company in which it holds 16% voting rights. So,
Related parties. Payment to related parties, sir?
the company has obtained a loan. அப்பனா receive பண்ணிருக்கேன்னு அர்த்தம் வெங்கடேஷ்.
Okay.
Sir, deemed dividend.
That's beautiful. I am coming to the provision of deemed dividend. It holds 16% voting right.
Intercorporate
So,
dividend,
sir?
the deduction, intercorporate deduction, that will come here.
சார் இதுக்கும் அதுக்கும் சம்பந்தமே இல்ல friend. இது வந்து dividend paid, dividend received இல்ல. இது deemed section 2 subsection 22 clause E.
Yes. Okay.
I am a substantial interest holder in a closely held company, private limited, and that company provides me loan. Substantial interest for this section is 10%. And that company provides me loan that is taxable in my hands as deemed dividend. There are 2 exceptions to this rule. Where the company's main business is lending and they have lent it in the ordinary course, it will not be deemed dividend. Where the company does not have accumulated profits, the accumulated profits on that date is only 50 lakhs. I mean 50,000, 0.50 lakh. So all of us please understand, even though I received 2 lakhs, only 50,000 will be treated as income. You know, only out of profits dividend can be paid. Profit is only 50,000, so 50,000 will only be taken. Compute the total income indicating each items. So not even tax, only compute total income. First, I will compute business income because there is house property also. Let us compute total income later.
Sir, a doubt, sir. So it's not regarding this question, but in general. So can I ask it now? Or?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Sir, like when you're having any ATI deductions, so is it that the section 35 AD, that is scientific research, won't be allowed at all?
No, 35 AD is specified business. That will not
Okay,
be
sir.
allowed. 35 will be allowed. ATI is a deduction on computation of profit. You compute profit in the normal manner. Whatever profit you get, you claim 100%.
Okay, sir. So when we have the 35 AD, we must not have this ATI, either this or that. So is it
Yes,
like that? Or?
obvious. Yes, obvious.
So in 35, there's no filing due date of filing restriction, right? Like I have
35
to. In 35, there's no restriction that I have to file within the due date to claim it.
for
35
scientific
AD.
research.
Yes.
No.
Okay. As an 80, I think it's there. I think it's there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
80.
But 35 க்கும் 80 க்கும் சம்பந்தமே இல்ல ராஜா. You are wrongly understanding. 35 is standalone provision. Only 35 AD, a business mentioned in 35 AD might also be mentioned under 80I, where they say any one you can claim.
Okay, sir.
Sir, waiver of interest is the 1 lakh amount.
Yeah. 4 lakh and 1 lakh being amount waived by principal and arrears of interest respectively.
It has already been included as income, the 4 lakh. So 1 lakh, it has been included. We have to reduce it.
If both 4 lakh and 1 lakh are included in as income, because the question starts with the wordings debited or credited with the following items. In that,
Okay.
4 lakhs is definitely an income, no doubt, but this 1 lakh is not an income, so I am taking it off.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So if they give it in additional information, we have to add back 4 lakhs
Correct.
and deduct 1 lakh.
Very good, Sudha. If they have given it as additional information, and the 4 lakhs will be treated as income, 1 lakh no adjustment. can municipal taxes be claimed as deduction?
No, sir. Only municipal tax that is
It is
paid.
paid only we can claim.
Super. As the company does not have accumulated profits, it will not be treated as dividend.
Sir, in the last line, the profits of the company which received the loan, right?
Which provided the loan. It is not my company's profit. It is the company from which I am taking the loan. அந்த company தானே dividend கொடுக்குது எனக்கு. That company is only paying me dividend.
ABC XYZ confusion, my bad.
The loan company has obtained a loan of 2 lakhs from ABC Private Limited. So that company's profit.
Sir, what will be the tax treatment of this loan for that company, sir, for ABC?
Nothing. It cannot be claimed as deduction at all. It's a loan given.
For them, the company which is being assessed will be a related party, no, sir?
Yes, but it is not an expenditure. No, it is not 40A2. I know what you are asking for. That's why I'm saying I have given a loan. Can I claim it as expenditure?
No, sir.
So for the paying company, no treatment. It is there in their balance sheet.
Okay, sir. But generally, we my doubt is if 2 lakhs had been entirely taken as income in this other sources, assessing officer can tax more, but this is a benefit given to our assessing company, no, sir?
No, actually, I'll give you two answers to your question. Suppose that company has sufficient profit and they have given 2 lakhs. This 2 lakhs is treated as income fully in the hands of the receiver and taxed. Normally, payer's expenditure will only become receiver's income. Here, for the payer, it is not an expenditure. For the receiver, it is an income. So, it is taxable. In the option 2, when the profits are less, only to the extent of profits, it will be treated as deemed dividend. Your question is, are we saving tax on 1,50,000? Because my profit is only 50,000, I paid 2 lakhs, and for the receiver, only 50,000 is taxable. So, can a loss-making company use this as a tax planning provision? It cannot be used as a tax planning. Anyhow, I am paying tax. ஏன்னா எனக்கு இது எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் கிடையாது. I would have paid only for the receiver. It is not taxable if there is a loss. So it is not a great tax planning provision.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can you show the computation of business income for one second?
If you want me to scroll up, I will do. License fees and depreciation on license fees. Those are all the first two items. Question number 20. Aditya, Aviroop, and Avignon carried on the business of running hotels in a partnership. In order to increase its scale of operation and meet its fund requirement, the firm decided to carry on its business through a corporate route. For that purpose, a company AAA Private Limited was formed from 1st August, and the business of the firm as a whole was succeeded by the company with effect from 1st June 2021. Fine. Is it taxable? Is there a capital gain here? Firm-ஓட theory பார்த்தா கூட உங்களுக்கு போதும். We have consolidated all the firm theory. If you can go to assessment of firm and see conversion of a firm into a company, succession of a firm into a company, I'll be happy. Can you? Are you doing it? Friends.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Conversion of firm into a company. Number firm or a consolidation, or you can go to capital gains and see.
There's no capital gain, sir.
Why, Hari?
Because if all the business and
So
assets
can you
and
tell me the
liabilities,
conditions, Hari?
all business assets and liabilities should have been taken over.
Yes, very good.
They do not receive any considerations.
Very good.
In the allotment of shares only.
Yeah.
Be maintained.
Ah,
And the partners should be in the company also with the same membership.
okay. அடுத்த condition ஒன்னு படி.
50% of holding.
All of us should now remember something. At least 50%, that is more than 50% should be held by the partners for a minimum period of
5 years.
5 years. Who are all the partners? Aditya, Aviroop, Avignon should hold it for a minimum period of 5 years, 50%. Remember this point. Okay. Are you in assessment of firm by any chance? I mean, in your theory, are you looking at assessment of firm? Sudha,
Yes, sir.
are you looking at the assessment of firm?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. அது அப்படி கொஞ்சம் capital gains க்கு அப்புறம் we would have written set of losses. What we have written there?
Where there is a change in the constitution of the firm due to retirement or death of a partner, such portion of loss
for succession, what we have written? Can the loss of the firm be carried forward by the company?
Can be carried forward, sir. Except the partner died or retired partner or partner death of a partner.
All conditions specified 47 needs to fulfill.
Yeah, that's what somebody is answering. அதுதான் எனக்கும் வேணும்.
It's given you can carry forward losses and unabsorbed depreciation of the company. And all condition in
the
section
provisions
47
is applicable for, okay, where there is a change in the constitution due to other reasons are applicable. Okay, 1 minute. Losses and unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward by the company and set off over the all conditions specified under 47 should be fulfilled. What is 47 saying? 5 years they should hold 50%. Now that is important. The whole understanding is in this question. Okay, Aditya, Aviru, Pavignan are they were carrying on partnership from 1st June, they became a company. The company's P&L is 450 lakhs after debiting or crediting the following. 3 lakhs paid into Allahabad Bank on a term loan taken for purchase of land at Bhubaneswar for setting up of new hotel. Borrowing
business,
cost disallowed. In the hotel, once you set up a hotel only, this will be allowed. Borrowing cost disallowed. Borrowing cost disallowed. Depreciation as per books. 2 lakhs credited on account of waiver of dues obtained from a supplier of erstwhile firm against supply of raw material.
Treated as income.
Yeah. Even for the successor, it is treated as income, section 41. They have already credited, no adjustment. You have to just write the note. 1.18 lakhs being the aggregate amount paid in cash to Rajaram, a transport operator. 5th June, 15,000. Disallowed.
No, sir.
allowed.
21,000. Is it disallowed?
No, allowed.
Allowed.
22,000.
Allowed.
26,000.
Allowed.
36,000.
Disallowed.
This is the only disallowance. Because for a resident transport operator, a single day limit is 35,000, not 10,000. So other things are within limit, this 36,000. Tax was not deducted as the person has furnished a declaration. We will study it in 194C. I have already told you, for a resident transport operator, tax need not be deducted if he provides PAN and declaration. In this case, there is no disallowance under a TDS default provision. Provision for doubtful debts should be disallowed. Payment of 25 lakhs to some employees as compensation for voluntary retirement.
1/5, sir.
5
Yes.
installment.
1/5. So 25 lakhs add back, 1/5 allowed. So adjustments are these. Other information, depreciation as per IT law. Of 4 lakhs due from one corporate customer for 3 months had been written off during the year after giving few reminders by debiting provision for bad debts. You should separately allow it. Okay. Now understand this. Erstwhile firm was allowed exemption of 50 lakhs under section 47 in respect of LTCA transferred to the company. The company's voting right till 31st March 21 was 40% Aditya, 30% Avirap, 15% Avigyan. So total panna 40 plus 30, 70 plus 15, 85%, others 15. During the year, shares constituting 36% were sold by Aditya to his son-in-law Abhishek. So this 4%, this 40% became 4%. So what happens? 30 plus 4, 34 plus 15, 49%, less than 15%. Within 5 years, they have transferred. This 50 lakhs becomes taxable. LTCA or LTCG, STCG on conversion of a firm into a company is not taxable provided the following conditions are satisfied. All assets, liabilities taken over, no monetary consideration, shares should be in same proportion. The partners should together own for a period of 5 years at least 50%. In this case, the partners are not owning 50%. They transferred 36%. So it has brought down. So where there is a violation, this becomes taxable.
So I have a doubt, sir.
Solda Raja.
So what if instead, Aditya sold his partnership, this 36% voting rights to Aviru, one of the partners, Aviru Paravingyan?
Then it is not a problem. Partners together, internally they can transfer, but it is transferred to another person, so it's gone. Unabsorbed depreciation. and business loss of 10 lakhs each.
Can be
Can't be carried forward.
Huh?
Cannot be carried forward, sir.
can be claimed.
One నిమిషం. Loss cannot be claimed because conditions mentioned in 47.3 is not fulfilled. Unabsorbed depreciation is always a special item you can claim. The company has a subsidiary company, Tours and Travels Limited. During the year, the company obtained a temporary loan of 12 lakhs from its subsidiary. Accumulated profit of the subsidiary is 30 lakhs. The loan was repaid before the year end.
Deemed dividends.
Deemed dividend. Repayment does not ratify. Repayment does not ratify. Loan வாங்க கூடாது. You should not. If you get, I will tax it. Compute the total income, indicating the reasons. Read through once.
Sir, actually, this provision about deemed dividend, and if the profits are not sufficient, to the extent of profits, it should be treated as dividend. Where did we study that, sir?
IFOS.
Okay, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, in point number D, can you just explain again the tedious part alone? The cash payment happened on one day about 35,000.
Yeah. With regard to TDS on transport operator, I will give the notes in 194C already in PGBP once we have it. Sir, normally transport operator is a contractor. Tax is liable to be deducted at source. In two circumstances, if two conditions are fulfilled, tax need not be deducted. One, he gives a declaration. Two, he provides a PAN. Then tax need not be deducted, sir. So there is no violation.
Okay, so got it.
Sir,
சொல்லுங்க
the
sir.
company was formed on 1st June, sir. Is the depreciation chargeable for the whole 12 months or for proportional usage, sir?
Proportional usage period, but here they have not given depreciation income tax law 65 lakhs. You are right, it should be proportional usage period. The succeeded with effect from was converted with effect from 1st June 21.
Since they have given the date, should we charge it only for 10 months or for the whole 12 months, sir?
As of now, I will take it for entire 12 months. Tomorrow morning, I would have clarified this doubt. I will check once.
Okay,
I remember charging for, they did not take proportional, but your point is absolutely right.
Okay, sir.
Sir, for transporters, is there a limit, sir?
No, sir. One minute, friends. No, 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, I will write the condition once we go to capital gains.
Sir, we are assuming that unabsorbed loss and depreciation are 10 lakhs each.
இல்ல கொஸ்டின்லயே கொடுத்துருக்கு ஈச்னு.
ஐயோ, ஓகே சார்.
Please take your time, write it down.
Sir, a small doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, in case where I transfer the shares to someone who doesn't have any income, so like in the end, that income will eventually get clubbed to my hands. Abdina Kuda, we cannot take this thing. We
That
cannot
is,
claim
you
the.
are transferring the shares to spouse or minor son, minor child, because of which you say that the clubbing provisions apply. Actually, no, you should not. Friends, winding up today here because I have to go to the office. Hopefully tonight I'm traveling. I want to complete it somehow. I'll sit late and complete it and come back tomorrow morning. Otherwise, tomorrow morning again live online. I'll meet you. I'm unable to upload the videos because I'm here. But anyhow, as soon as I land, I will upload it. Meet you tomorrow morning. All the best.